Hi! Are you looking to decorate your house completely online and never stepping foot into a store, and also watching what you're spending and keeping tabs on it so you're not overspending on decorating your house? I'm here to help you. But first, you need to know a little bit about the basics of interior design before you successfully start online shopping. So I'm here to teach you a little bit of tips and tricks of how you do this and how I do it and how I do it successfully with little to no failure. So here we go. Welcome back to Brown's Family Homestead. I'm Lindsay Brown. If you notice that there's light shifting, it's really sunny out right now, so it keeps going from light to dark, but I don't have much space here to record. It's all jam-packed where I am because we're in our temporary home right now, so we don't have lots of space. But I'm leaving this open because during this video I will be including a bunch of pictures and examples for you guys to help you along. I'll be talking about how I decorated our barn home 99% online. I prefer to do that. It helps that we're in a pandemic and it helps that I have 3 kids. But we sold our home in 2020 and I did all of that online. So here are just a little examples of what I did. We did our bathroom, and then we did the homeschool room was my favorite transformation, and then we did my son's little room, his first big boy room. So those are a couple things I've done. I am more of on the modern feel with rustic elements. If you know what Scandinavian is, it's on that side of things. I like neutrals with slight pops of color, but I also like it functional for families because I have 3 children, so it's not like when I go on Pinterest it's just not realistic because there's no way families with children live in those houses unless you're like the Kardashians or something. I'm aware that not everybody likes my style and I'm okay with that. It's like perfume, it's not for everybody. But if you are here and you saw what I did in our house and you're sticking around, I would like to show you how you yourself can make your house look like a home, feel cozy but yet beautiful even if you have kids. If you're single, it doesn't matter. So let's get into it. So the first thing is, if you're gonna online shop, or let's just talk strictly decorating your house. All of this is I'm gonna be talking about online, but let's get to the root of it, and that is decorating your home and like knowing how to do that, which then in return, you'll know how to online shop. So the first thing is you wanna be inspired. Find out the styles that you like. For an example, like what makes you unique? What things do you have that other people don't have? What are your giftings? You want your house to reflect that same thing. You want people to walk in and feel like they feel what your family carries, what you carry. You want to make it personal. Like, yes, for sure, go on Pinterest and get inspiration. I highly recommend that because that's what I've done for years. But we don't want to copy and paste. That defeats the purpose of a home. That makes it a house. You want it to be home, you want it to be personal, you want it to serve your family. How to design a pic collage. So this is the biggest factor into online shopping that I think is extremely important. So instead of being kind of reckless and just online shopping and you're like, I am losing track of what I actually need for the room and now I'm just kind of like buying all these random things, you can get an app. I use Pic Collage, and you can like do the freestyle option and you can literally just take pictures and start uploading them on that. And that is the #1 thing I would do. So now that you have your style down and now that you've found the things that you like and that you don't like, you can now make a collage and go to your places that you normally shop at. I recommend H&M Home, Amazon for some things, Target, West Elm, Crate and Barrel, and Pottery Barn are on the pricier side of things, but they all have really beautiful stuff. Places I would tend to refrain from if you don't really have a lot of knowledge on home decor or like interior design, if you're kind of new to it, I would stay away from TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby. There's a lot of It tends to make homes look a little bit cookie cutter. Not everything. For example, I think I have something around here. Oh, my phone's on it, but not everything from Hobby Lobby and TJ Maxx are cookie cutter, but a lot of things are fleeting, as in trends. So you buy them and they'll be in for like a couple months, but then they're out, and it tends to make a house look a bit puzzly and predictable instead of having like a really nice soft flow to your home. If you're keeping tabs on everything you actually need for that room instead of just buying all these random stuff and it doesn't make any sense and you don't know patterns or anything anymore, like you've just lost track. So say you're getting something off of H&M Home, screenshot it and then paste it on your Pic Collage, and then you can start getting a feel of like decorating a virtual room on a collage. You're gonna want to start with the biggest item to the smallest item in that room. So if it's your bedroom, you're gonna want to start with your choice of maybe it's the paint, maybe it's your bed frame, maybe it's the rug, and then just move on to the smaller items while continuously going on Pinterest and getting some inspiration on bedrooms. So here are a couple of my collages that I've done for our barn home that we have yet to move into. So these are exactly what I have for our living room. This is the whole living room setup, and obviously that's not like, it's missing some things, but that is a general idea of what I want the living room to look like, the color scheme, the textures, and all that. So now we're gonna go into the bedroom, which is my favorite, that's mostly every single thing I'm gonna have in the room. The living room, I feel like I'm missing a couple things, but that is my bedroom. Add your spice. So what you're gonna wanna do is, when you're decorating, have the mindset that we don't have to make things predictable. I would say a lot of kitchens back in the day would have a sign that said kitchen on it, or wordage everywhere of describing what each thing is. When you're in the dining room, like of course you're gonna have a sign that says something about eat, you know? And so like things become a bit predictable. When I had to remove myself from that and I had to think, okay, what can I do in this space that isn't, somebody's not gonna walk into and think like, oh, obviously she'd put it there. So it became kind of a game for me to like do the opposite of what's predictable and like add my own touch. And like it also makes it so you have to be creative and have fun with it. And just because everybody else is doing this doesn't mean you have to, because there's a chance that's probably gonna go out of style soon and you don't want your money wasted by fleeting trends. Decorating isn't black and white. Yes, there's rules, there's interior design rules that people have and people go to school for that. But if you love something, then do it and put it in your home. We don't have to have things in our home that we don't love. It's just like, for an example, like when you save up as a kid with money and it's finally your time to buy something and you want to buy a Barbie, but instead like your parents make you buy a Polly Pocket with that money, it kind of defeats the purpose. It's like, we've saved this money to get something that I really loved, and now I'm not actually buying things I really love. And that's what we want to do in our home, is we want our money to have value and to not just be something just because there's rules or just because that's what everybody's doing. So there's freedom with this also, of doing things where you have a chance to be creative. Personal touches. So this has been the most transformational thing for me, because in our old house, I was realizing everything that was on trend was awesome at the moment, and then it was gone like that. And then the things that really meant a lot to me, like our wall gallery, pictures of my kids and my husband and I, or like paintings my grandma has made, those were the things that have stuck, and those are the things I'm continuing into the next house. Filling your home with pictures of your family, pictures that mean a lot to you. If anybody in your family paints, don't be shy. Ask them to paint something for your home, and that you'll pay them because it actually means something because a family member painted it for you. If you have something on your property that like means a lot to you, try to incorporate it in your home. Those things won't ever get old. Spice up soft and subtle. So I like a soft and subtle home because then I can incorporate bold touches within that. It's a lot easier for me to be able to get bold patterned throw pillows, a bold rug, instead of doing something that's semi-permanent. Like paint colors for me are permanent because I don't want to have to repaint a wall. Flooring for me is permanent for sure. And walls, like when we do the board and batten walls, like I love those right now on Pinterest, but they are fleeting. I can already see that dwindling, and it's only been like a year of that. Like that was kind of like the quarantine thing, and now it's starting to go away. So like things like that, me personally, I would never fix it. So like I probably don't want to make a semi-permanent decision. So if I can remove things, like I could always get rid of a rug, I can always get rid of a throw pillow. Those things I want to stick to because it just makes it easier on me. Well, now little Lacey girl's up. So I'll be recording with her. But the next one is have your home serve you. As humans, I think it's in us to fill the empty spaces in more ways than one. And so in our homes, we feel like a cozy home is a cluttered home. We don't have a lot of empty spaces because that means it'll be homey and cozy and warm. It actually means more work for you. So say you have like a tiered shelf and it's like 5 tiers of a wooden shelf. You're gonna have to fill that. You're gonna have to fill it with books. You're gonna have to fill it with knickknacks of like Hobby Lobby goodies and things like this, for an example, which are cute, and it can be cute, but those things are going to either get old to you or they're going to be fleeting trends again, and it just becomes very expensive. And so instead of having that thing where it's actually not doing much of anything, it's just sitting there looking pretty, you could have something that was actually functional for you and your family. So that could be like a blanket ladder with a lamp next to it, or that could just be removing it entirely and then having a wall gallery where there's nothing there now and you have more open space for anything, and you don't have to actually clean that thing anymore. So in that way you can have your home actually serve you by removing responsibilities on yourself. So now we're going to move on to tips, and tip number 1 is we're going to want to move our curtain rods up from the trim on the top of the window to the ceiling. We're going to elongate our windows like that, and it just makes the whole room look bigger. And here is an example of what that would look like over here. Tip number 2 is mix textures. A texture could be cable knit, velvet, concrete, wood, anything of that nature. You're gonna wanna have different items like that throughout your space. You wanna focus on having maybe wood next to something soft, or maybe glass next to something like a wicker basket, like that. Tip number 3 is throw pillow combinations and patterns. So I'll include that right here of some combo choices and some patterns and like what the idea of that kind of is. That's something I really struggled with, was like knowing how to do that, because my mind is, if you have a couch, you want 3 pillows over here and 3 pillows over here, and you want them both to be the same patterns on each side to where they're mirroring each other. And this is the first time in this barn home that I actually am stepping out of that, and I got pillows that I don't think I think one of them mirror each other, but the rest are all different. So with that, Pinterest came and helped a lot, because I had to learn what patterns I needed. Like, do I need a lumbar pillow with just a 20 by 20, or like what that all looks like. And also a throw pillow fact is that I was getting my throw pillows all the wrong size. I love the pillows that have the V where you like karate chop it in the middle. So what you're gonna want to do, if you're getting your own throw pillows off of Amazon, and like your own inserts and your own covers, you're gonna want to go 2 inches bigger on the insert than the cover. So if you have a 24 by 24 insert, you're gonna want a 22 by 22 cover. That's what's gonna make it look really full. And then that also makes it so the karate chop would hold its shape better. Tip number 4 is have cool and warm touches. What is cool? Cool is colors that are in the blue, violet, green, which would be any silver, chrome, metal, glass. And then a warm tone something would be anything with red, orange, yellow, browns. It would be like wood, it would be brass, gold, anything like that. So you're gonna wanna put both of those in whatever space you're designing, because that kind of neutralizes the whole area. Cool tones have a calming effect and warm tones add a comfort, cozy feel. So both of those together, like whether you have a cool tone paint, make sure that you have warm woods or something rich within your design. So that is just a little bit of how I decorate online. I first had to know all that stuff before I could online shop, because I knew what I was looking for at that point. So hopefully this was helpful to somebody and it gives you the confidence that you need to online shop yourself, because we're in a pandemic. There's no better time to do it than now. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'm actually on Instagram too. So I'll be posting a lot of our home decor and me decorating the whole barn home as we go. So if this was helpful, follow along for more, and maybe I'll make a part 2. This is just part 1 for now.